Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Kunmiller, and I am a real estate agent with eXp Realty here in Cleveland, Ohio. Thanks for tuning into the channel. It's all about living in, moving to, or within Cleveland, Ohio, in the greater Cleveland suburbs in the northeastern Ohio region. If you want to know everything about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good, the bad, and the ugly of living in Cleveland, Ohio, and the northeastern Ohio region, then subscribe and tap the bell so you will be notified when the next video becomes available. On a regular basis, we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you who are looking for help with making their move to Cleveland, Ohio, and the surrounding suburbs, and we absolutely love it. Whether you are moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email so we can help make your move to Cleveland and the surrounding suburbs as smooth as possible. So for today's video, I'm going to share with you my opinion of the 5 pros and the 3 cons of living in Cleveland, Ohio. So before I begin, I wanted to give you a perspective of where I'm coming from and know that I'm a lifetime resident of Cuyahoga County. I've lived on the east side of town, I've lived on the west side of town, and I've lived on the south side of town. So I am actually a 4th generation born Clevelander on the Kunmiller family. And so my great-great-grandparents immigrated to the United States from Europe and settled in Cleveland in 1857. And in 1858, my great-grandfather was born, and then my grandfather was born in 1900. And as they say, the rest is history. But Cleveland is always going to be home for me, and I will always be a proud Cleveland supporter and proud to say that I am a resident of Cleveland, Ohio. So that being said, we're going to jump into the 5 pros of living in Cleveland. And for the sake of time manageability, I'm going to break each of the 5 pros down into a subsequent individual video in the future. But for today, I'm going to give you my 5 pros and my 3 cons, and we'll see what your thoughts are. So give me some comments down below. Let me know your thoughts if you agree or disagree, or if you have any questions. I'd love to respond. So starting off, number 1, cost of living. So cost of living in Cleveland, Ohio, northeastern Ohio region is significantly less than New York, Chicago, large cities such as Atlanta, LA, Dallas. And we're going to get into specific housing numbers, but also cost of living numbers based on index or indices and various sources. But the cost of living in Cleveland is substantially less than larger metropolitan cities throughout the United States. Pro number 2, we have outdoor recreational opportunities that are almost endless due to the fact that we have Lake Erie as our northern border of the entire state, which obviously has boating, fishing, water skiing, all sorts of fun things to do on the water and around the water, such as islands of Put-in Bay and Port Clinton, Catawba, so many different great places that we're going to dive into on the subsequent video. But also we have Cedar Point right on Lake Erie up in Sandusky. So that's A. And B is the Cleveland Metro Park system, which is also known as the Emerald Necklace, which surrounds the city with multiple reservations, multiple trails, multiple golf courses, and amazing opportunities to enjoy the outdoors right here in our own backyard. And lastly, we have the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, which is Ohio's only national park. And it has been featured on some of our other videos, but we'll also get into subsequent ideas and wonderful things to share about Cuyahoga Valley National Park. So that's pro number 2. Pro number 3 is the abundance of cultural opportunities that we have here in Cleveland and the surrounding areas of northeastern Ohio, starting off with Severance Hall, Playhouse Square, Cleveland Orchestra, the Cultural Gardens. We have museums that are world-renowned, such as the Cleveland Museum of Art, the Natural History Museum, the Western Reserve Historical Society, also known as the Cleveland History Center. We have the Children's Museum. We have the Museum of Contemporary Art, and we also have the International Women's Air and Space Museum, over at Burke Lakefront Airport. The Great Lakes Science Center. We also have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum, and also the West Side Market has tons of cultural opportunities from around the world. So that's number 3. Number 4, we have, fortunately, in Northeastern Ohio, world-class healthcare with the Cleveland Clinic, University Health System, and Metro Health System. All 3 have been world-renowned in various specialties in medicine, and we are so fortunate to have that medical care right here in Cleveland. And lastly, number 5 on the pros list is the Cuyahoga County Public Library System. It has won national awards for not only the resources that are available from a number of interests, but it's not just books and resources anymore. There's activities and things that can be done after you're trained in utilizing machinery and makerspace. It's just amazing the things that they're doing at the Cuyahoga County Public Library System. And we're going to get into that in a subsequent video as well. So those are the 5 pros. The 3 cons are interrelated, and one kind of affects the other and has an impact on each other. But the first one, as you can imagine, no surprise, the weather. We do fortunately experience all 4 seasons, but sometimes we around here can experience 2 seasons in maybe 2 or 3 days. For example, just recently on a Friday, Thursday and a Friday, it was in the 70s. On Saturday and Sunday, it was in the 30s. And on Saturday night into Sunday morning, it snowed. And that just happened within the last few weeks. So the weather can get a little unpredictable. And ultimately, when we do have good weather, we certainly enjoy it. But the weather is a challenge. We don't have tons of sunlight. We don't have tons of sunlight, and ultimately the weather can get to you. So you got to accept it and enjoy those great days when we get them. Con number 2 is potholes in the roads and parking lots. So we experience freeze thaw into winter months, and that really takes its toll on roads, parking lots, driveways, and ultimately it can create significant damage to your vehicle and the front end alignment if you're not careful. So potholes are not fun, but unfortunately we do have to put up with them, and we do our best to swerve and not hit them, but they can create some problems. And number 3, there's a joke that in Cleveland we have 2 seasons. It's a joke. We have winter and we have road construction season, orange barrel season. So unfortunately, due to the weather, the roads do take a beating. We do use salt on the roads to melt the ice and snow, and that has an impact on the surfaces of the roads, which in turn means that they either need to be completely redone or done in patch fashion. But ultimately, it creates problems where we have to avoid roads due to road construction, and things get a little bit bogged down as far as transportation in certain areas at certain times. But we deal with it. We're Clevelanders, we are resilient, and we get through it. So those are my quick 5 pros and my 3 cons. And please keep an eye out for subsequent videos on each of the pros. And again, let me know your comments. I would love to see your thoughts and answer any questions that you may have. My 5 pros of living in Cleveland, Ohio are: number 1, cost of living; number 2, outdoor recreational opportunities; number 3, an abundance of cultural opportunities; number 4, world-class healthcare; and number 5, the Cuyahoga County Public Library System. And also, the 3 cons are: number 1, the weather; number 2, potholes; number 3, road construction. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so you will be notified when the next video is made available. As a real estate agent here in Cleveland, Ohio, I truly love what I do. Contact me so I can help you too. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next video.